India will become a world power. By the year 2035, India will replace China as being one of the world's greatest exports of consumer goods, and will completely ravage their economy while taking their place in the world as one of the most economically and strategically powerful countries in the world. This is due to India's incredible strides towards democracy compared to China's terrible reliance on archaic communist ideologies, of which promote a lack of industry and production. Back in 2014, only roughly 39% of the population had access to a toilet and sanitation services. Today, more than 70% of households have a toilet, with even more having access to public toilets for no additional cost. India is now home to the largest cleanup efforts in the world, relying solely on volunteers compared to government expenses, and are a part of one of the biggest volunteering initiatives for environmental protection, the replanting of forests, the cleaning of beaches, the rebuilding of infrastructure, and the biggest technological and industrial boom seen in the 21st century. Not only will they gain the status of world power in the next few years, but they will soar faster and farther than any other country with their labour force, population size, industrial revolution and technological growth than any other country before them. The colonization of the Martian landscape. Though many might believe this prediction to be incredibly outlandish, Elon Musk has already begun working with experts and future SpaceX colony projections, along with astrophysicists that are currently in the process of devising new ways to replenish the Martian atmosphere and repair the planet's ecosystem to make it sustainable for human life without the requirements of developing technologies. Even if the SpaceX colonies fail, the attempt to develop further human colonies will not be stopped, as NASA has begun their colonization program in the hopes of developing a human colony on Mars by 2030. Not only does this mean that the theories of science fiction are slowly becoming science fact, but that by the time you retire, you will more than be able to take a vacation trip to the Red Planet in style. The Technological Singularity. Possibly one of the scariest and potentially world-ending events that is more than destined to occur by the year 2045 is that of the advent of the technological singularity and the development of an artificial superintelligence. Though the median value for the advent of artificial general intelligence is predicted to occur by 2040, most accurate predictions place the advent of the technological singularity shortly after that, which will theoretically occur in 2045. The technological singularity is a theorized idea that consists of the creation of advanced artificial intelligences that will work to create even more superior intelligences, and so on, until technology reaches a constant rate of discovery and breakthrough in such a short span of time that humanity will see incredible, rapid technological changes that could very well change the fabric of the universe itself. This could very well mean that within our collective lifetimes, we could reach this technological singularity and be a part of a rapid progress previously unimagined. Though many are open with optimism to the idea, others fear that the potential of destruction it could carry could mean the end of human life as we know it. If artificial intelligence were to gain self-awareness with this explosion in processing power, they could very easily learn to replace us and annihilate us altogether. Though no one is certain as to what will become of us, many experts fear that by 2045 we will be well aware of these changes, but by this point, any further action would be far too late. The world's first trillionaire. The global market has become more and more united amongst many different countries and markets ever since the first steps towards globalization were taken. This insight, along with the growing trends of the internet's open market, has allowed many economists and experts to believe that the world's first trillionaire will most likely surface by the year 2040 and be one of the greatest driving forces in the development of new and life-saving technologies ever to be seen in the world before him and her. This means the person of whom will become the most richest and powerful person to ever walk the earth has most likely already been born and slowly making the strides to a more powerful life. The possible discovery of alien life. In 2036, a spacecraft by the name of Starship, created under the research and engineering project known as Breakthrough Starshot, developed by Breakthrough Initiatives, will be launched and begin its journey to Alpha Centauri at incredible speeds to meet the closest nearby star system that could potentially hold the first encounters with alien life. By the year 2050, we will more than have our answer, as the spacecraft is predicted to be nearing its destination and will relay the information of the planet once it has arrived. This could mean that the first images and encounters with alien life outside of our planet on an alien homeworld could be accomplished well within the next 30 years, with implications that could cause a radical change in the viewpoint of many people on the planet. You will be able to change your genetics. In only a couple of decades, it may be possible for people to be able to actively change their genetics to be however and whoever they wish. Back in 2017, research scientists made headlines around the world when they made a startling discovery that not only allowed researchers to edit the human genome with incredible precision, but also in a way that is far easier, cheaper, and more efficient than ever previously theorized and imagined. Known as the Clustered Regularity Interspaced Short Palindrome Repeats, or CRISPR for short, the technique allows the use of viruses to help edit the human genome, use splicing techniques, and modify individual strands of DNA in ways that could eventually be used to cure many different types of diseases, cancers, and birth defects. Given the recent strides made in this human genome editing technique, this could very well mean that within our lifetimes, we will not only see the curing of most illnesses, but also the ability to modify our bodies and genetics in ways that will help humans to live much longer and healthier lives. In theory, this could be used in a variety of functions such as rapid healing, the regrowing of limbs, and even the shutting off of the aging process altogether. In a few short decades, a human being could reliably expect to live more than 500 years with these new advances. Testing and human trials are currently being actively sought out in the Philippines, as researchers have already begun using this method to make promising changes for the development of certain genetic illnesses and phenotypic rearrangements. A cure for Alzheimer's. Possibly one of the most hopeful predictions of the future is that a potential cure for Alzheimer's that can work to reverse the effects of the damage against the brain. Information regarding the Alzheimer's disease is incredibly limited, given the recent advancements made in the field of science and technology. The majority of the information regarding the neurological deterioration of those suffering from Alzheimer's disease mostly comes from those that have donated their brains to science after passing from the illness themselves, and family members driven to find a cure that allow the brains to be examined and preserved. It is now well known that Alzheimer's is one of the most common forms of dementia, and is recognized by the progressive degeneration of brain tissue that lasts over several decades that affects memory and the brain's ability to store short-term and long-term triggers. Currently, there are more than 5.5 million people that suffer from the disease, and that number is only continuing to grow even more rapidly as older populations live longer and more fruitful lives than ever before. Luckily, optimism is a driving factor for those afflicted with the disease, as researchers have come forward with new and insightful information relative to the disease and treatments for those afflicted. Primary researcher Dr. Matthew Kennedy, of whom is the Director of Early Discovery and Neuroscience at Merck, as well as a leading representative for a group of major American pharmaceutical corporations, claims that many researchers are currently working with the highest sense of urgency to try to bring effective therapies to patients of all kinds, and that they are excited to release new information pertaining to these long years of research. P. Murali Doraiswamy, A researcher head of the biological psychiatry at Duke University claims that the Alzheimer's disease has been an incredibly tough illness to tackle head-on, but that more recently, there has been advancements in techniques that might prove to help the growth of new brain cells to repair damage and prevent the onset of Alzheimer's altogether. He even adds that at the current pace of Alzheimer's research, there are new targeted medicines coming out every single day that prove more effective against the illness than the last. Many of these researchers have predicted by the year 2030, Alzheimer's may be a thing of the past, and our future generations will be able to live even longer, healthier lives after retirement. But what do you all think of these incredible projects and research developments that are currently in the works, and what they could mean for the future developments of mankind? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.